ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. All right, Taylor. Solid couple of days here in the mix into Friday's third round. How would you assess overall the 2 days and how you played out there?
Played solid. Today was definitely a lot tougher. Just with the wind, it was tough to get it right. It would be most of your holes were crosswind, so it just made it really difficult to judge. Sometimes I felt like the wind took the ball, and sometimes it didn't. So there's a lot of lag putting today.
Does that change your warm-up routine at all, knowing kind of what you're expecting? Do you have any different shots or any kind of?
I didn't, but in the back of your head, you know you're probably going to chip a lot more.
And just this place in general, we've talked about it before, but coming to a place with so much family history and good vibes, what's it like just another couple days around here and another, made cut here and up on top, near the top of the board?
Yeah, I love Torrey Pines. I mean, it's beautiful here, and just the memories that I have, like, it just makes it easier to tee it up. I mean, you kind of know what to expect. I feel very comfortable, I guess, is the feeling that I would describe it as on this golf course. So just try to get some lag putting in on the south course, because that's probably the biggest difficulty I have at Torrey Pines is lag putting.
Was there anything kind of about the setup that was different than kind of what you might have been expecting or surprised, or was it pretty much kind of along the lines of what?
Yeah, there was some different pins on the north course. I've only played that course twice now. Didn't play a practice round this week, and I probably should have. But I mean, both of them are very tough golf courses.
And kind of does it feel any different playing here as a PGA Tour member versus not as a PGA Tour member, or is it the same?
No, I try not to think of those things. I mean, just trying to do my best out here each and every day, and hopefully that takes care of itself.
And there's been a lot of buzz about the run you've been on and 8 top 15s, and is it like, do you notice that at all, that you're getting a lot of buzz? Or
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the phone's going crazy. I just want to throw it in the ocean sometimes, but I mean, I'll do my best to respond to everybody, but probably not during a golf tournament.
In a way, it's cool because part of it is tied to playing well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, anytime you're getting attention and stuff for playing good golf, it's a good thing.
How about your confidence level right now, Taylor? And you feel pretty comfortable being in this position now that you've been hovering around the top 10 a lot?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say confidence level depends on the day. I mean, some days everything feels great. The next day maybe not so great. But if I can really dial in those like not so great feeling rounds, I think I can have a good chance on, I guess, Saturday this week.
When you say you want to throw your phone away sometimes, is that a common mode for you? Do you like to put your phone away during tournament weeks anyway, or?
Not so much. I mean, I do the most that I can, responding to everybody's like text messages and stuff, but it's kind of hard focusing on golf, and I feel like golf is so mentally exhausting. And then to go home, you kind of just want to sit back and watch a movie or a TV show.
Totally.
What was your reaction seeing the pairing this week? You're certainly getting more high-profile pairings now.
Oh, I loved it. I mean, Ricky Fowler and Justin Rose, I've played with them both before, and I was definitely excited when I saw those two tee times. I don't know if they were, but it was cool to see it.
What were the nerves you were feeling last week on 17T?
I just had a bad swing thought. I felt completely comfortable, but it was a right pin. I knew I kind of needed to make a birdie, and instead of having my normal swing thoughts of like what I need to do, all I was thinking was, oh, let's squeeze it in there. Let's squeeze it in there. And I ended up squeezing it right in the middle of the lake. So it was definitely a lesson learned. I think that's the hardest part about golf and like how long it is. Like when I played basketball or baseball, like it was only a couple hours of like being able to concentrate and think, whereas like golf is over 4 days, and if you aren't doing that well, I mean, you can lose a tournament at any moment. I felt like last week I lost the tournament on the second day, my front nine, but nobody will ever look at it that way. It's only the final round that matters.
How would you assess your putting for the first 2 days here?
Very good. Just lag putting on the south. I mean, you know that the greens are going to be fast and bumpy. So you don't want to have those 4 or 5 footers out there. I mean, there's only so much you can control. The tough part about the greens on the south is they're all Poana, and when I putt bad, it's because I get really anxious, like knowing that I can't control the roll on the green, and if I just leave my head down and don't get anxious, I should putt pretty well.
What was
Your
that?
final view.
What was the highlight of your round today?
Today, I don't know, I just felt like I played pretty solid. I hit a lot of good shots that didn't end up as well as I wanted them to, but that's the toughness of all the wind and just this golf course. I mean, if you're off by a little bit, it's going to expose you. But I felt overall I played pretty solid. I felt really good out there.
You mentioned how you should have probably done a practice round on the north. What is the thought process into just kind of planning for a week when it's a different week, like starting on a day earlier and you're playing? There's 2 courses involved last week, obviously multiple courses as well. What's the challenge that comes with that?
Well, I've definitely played a lot of weeks in a row, especially being a rookie on tour. You kind of want to start off pretty well so you can get into some bigger events and stuff. And I played Sony and then last week at the American Express, and I just felt like I needed a couple days of rest before going out there, and that was probably the smartest thing that I did. Even though I would have loved to take a look at the North Course at least once. Just to note, because they're different greens. They're like bent with a lot of Poa in them and a little firmer, and they changed the pins this year. So I thought they were going to be kind of similar to last year, and they were a little different.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sweet.